Hello, friends, and a wonderful Monday morning to you here on this. I think it's the last Monday of April, right? It'll be the 25th of April. I'm just recording this the morning before out here in the fenced-in backyard. And one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about this week, before we get started, don't forget to use the hashtag #BeatUpFit on all the videos. Leave one positive thing you've done for yourself, and we'll give away some prizes next week. But let's get started with our Monday motivation. And having this backyard, we got a fire pit area right here. The camera's sitting on top of that right now. And I've been outside with Rufus, with my golden doodle, a lot. He's 5 months old, just turned 5 months old on Friday. And noticing his mannerisms kind of inspired this week's Monday motivation. Let's get to our quote. Our quote, not from a person that I necessarily thought I'd be quoting from Monday Motivation, but it is from Lil Wayne. And it says, a very short quote, "Surround yourself with love, not friends." Now, I don't know if that's a song lyric. I don't know if that's an actual quote he gave. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't researched that quote at all. I just saw it pop up, and it kind of fit in with what I've been talking to Rufus about, kind of, and thinking about. And that's the difference between those things, right? The difference between love and friends. And so with a dog, Rufus is a very, very socialized, happy puppy. In fact, if you tried to break in the house, I don't know that he would do much. He just likes people. He's friendly. He's not going to bite you. He's going to give you kisses. He's going to want you to throw the ball for him. And he's never really met a stranger. He doesn't bark at the mailman or the UPS guy or the trash folks or the cleaners when they come, or anybody. He's very friendly. He will bark at other animals. He'll see like birds up here, he'll just stare at, and sometimes like bees and stuff. But it'll take him a while. If something threatens him, he'll bark. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But he has lots of friends, right? Everybody is his friend. But those aren't necessarily the people he loves. They're just his friends. They're his acquaintances, so to speak. But there are things that make him afraid. And I don't necessarily know what is causing that. There are times where he'll see something or he'll hear something. We'll be out here. The neighbor's dogs aren't out. I don't hear any other animals. I don't hear anybody mowing their lawn or anything. And he'll press himself up against my leg. And he just will be staring. And if I move, he'll stay like attached to me. And you can tell that he's afraid. And he wants to make sure I'm there to protect him in the event something happens. And that's the difference in a friend and someone who loves you. Like, he knows if something were to happen, I would take care of him. He will go right to me in that situation. Even if there were other people over, if something's worrisome, he goes right to me and presses himself up against my leg because he understands the difference. And I use that illustration because I'm not sure that a lot of us understand the difference. I know I didn't understand the difference for a very long time in my life between friends and people that truly love you and that you love. As you get older, I'm in my 40s now, you realize that as an adult, you end up with a lot fewer friends than you had as a child. And you're told growing up, and we tell the people that we have influence over, the folks that you meet when you're in high school, college, middle school, whatever, you're going to be very lucky if you keep long-term relationships with more than one or two of them, if any. It's just not realistic. You're not going to have 20 friends that you went to fourth grade with. That's just not what happens in the world. Because people change, people mature, people grow, you get jobs, you move, whatever may happen, you grow apart. And a lot of that is the friends that most of us make for large portions of our life are not friends we're choosing. They're friends that we are in a situation, whether it's work and we have to go to work, or school and we have to go to school, or whatever it is, something that we're made to go to, maybe some extracurricular activity, athletic team, a club, drama, something that we have to go to, and it's the other people that go to that. They just become our friends. And when we get out of those circumstances, sometimes we realize maybe we don't have as much in common with them as we thought. The thing we had in common with them is we both got to go to math class, and that was it. And they became our friend. But when it comes right down to it, when things are really hard, when you're trying to push through things like you are today, when you're trying to get more fit mentally, physically, are they there for you to help you? And it's just a difference, right? There's a difference between friends and the people you love. I have a lot of friends, a lot of friends. I don't have a ton of people I love. Now, I believe I have more than most adults my age, honestly. But there are a lot of people in my life over the years that if I see, I'd be very friendly with. We could go have dinner, we could hang out, whatever. And I may not see them again for a couple years. And you know what? If they were in dire straits, or if I was in dire straits, neither one of us would think to call the other, because we don't have that relationship. But there are people that have been in my life both a long time and a short time that if something was really perilous, I know I could call them. And not a second thought would be given to them offering help. And I'm blessed in that way. But it took me a long time to figure that out. In fact, I had to be burned by people I thought were closer than friends, where things got really challenging in life and they weren't there, or they turned their back on me, or whatever the case may be. And so I talk about all that to say, take a little inventory as you're going through this, as we're almost a third of the way through this year, through our hashtag #BDubFit. And we've all had a lot of ups and downs. Some of us more ups than others, some of us more downs than others, and we're all going through our cycles. But as you're going through an inventory and through this whole year of 2022, you really want to improve your life physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, whatever the case may be. Take an inventory of the people that you have around you. Are you surrounding yourself with love, or are you surrounding yourself with friends? Are you surrounding yourself with people that just share your hobby, whatever that is? Whether that's Marvel Legends, whether that's going to see Star Wars movies, whether that's working out or baking or, going boating or whatever it is. Or are you surrounding yourself with love? Is the nature, the substance of your relationship with that person a thing or the person themselves? That's a question I learned to ask myself. Is my relationships, when I take an inventory of them, when I think about them, when I look at them, is my relationship with this person based on something? I like to go do something with this person. Or is it based on the person themselves? Take my buddy Andrew, for instance. We've known each other for a very, very long time, since we were teenagers and like college age. And we've done a whole lot of stuff together. And he can come here and he can go in Walmart with me and we'll be silly. He doesn't ever do that when he's at home. That's not a thing he's into, but we do it together. I can go and play Topgolf with him when we have a good time. Or we can go shopping for our kids' sporting equipment and have a good time. Or going and shopping for our partner's beauty equipment, beauty stuff, bubble baths, whatever the case is. It doesn't really matter what we do, because our relationship is based on each other. We just want to see each other and spend time with each other. We don't have to do anything. In fact, a lot of our relationship in recent times is when we were both traveling for work and we'd end up in the same city and we just could hang out and work. Like we're both working on our laptop, but we could, have a coffee or go get some chips or whatever the case may be. And there were other people from my life in that time frame that weren't relationships like that. And they faded away because they were only based on, I like to go watch the football game with these people. And maybe we were doing that a lot, so it felt like they were closer than that, but they weren't. So I just challenge you to take an inventory of the people in your life and make sure that you're surrounding yourself with love and not friends. So when something scares you, like scares Rufus, and you need to cling to somebody, you need to press up against somebody, you need to rely on someone to be there for you, they're going to be there. They're going to stay. Wouldn't it be sad if when Rufus got scared and he pressed himself up against my leg, if I just moved out of the way and let him fall down? That's what some people do if they're not holding the relationship in love. So I challenge you, and that's a hard challenge. It's hard, right? Because we don't want to think about things like that sometimes, because it can be depressing. And there are some of you watching this probably say, I don't have either of those things. I don't have hardly anybody in my life. Maybe I got my parents and that's it, or a sibling, or one or two people, but I don't know that I have anybody. And I'm not talking about romantic love in this. I'm not talking about partner love. I'm talking about true human love, that you care deeply for this person. You want them to reach the greatest they could reach. You want to be there for their family. You want to live life with them. I like to use that term, living life with somebody. I don't want to just go to conventions with the people I care about. I want to live life with them. I want to be there at their children's events. I want to be there at their events. I want to celebrate with them when they have an achievement. Whatever it is, I want to live life with them. And life is the things that happen between all of these events, right? Like, we're excited. We got ICC Con coming up. We're leaving in, as you're watching this, just 3 days. We're leaving. We are all excited for that show, but we're all much more excited to live life together around the show, to be in the same place, to have meals together, to just cut up in the hotel together. Those are the things that are the most exciting. The show itself just gives us a destination, and we're very excited for it. I think it's going to be really good. Talking to the folks that run it, I think it's going to be a great show. But ultimately, we just want to be around the people that we love and live life together. And that's what it's all about. So I challenge you, inventory yourself, inventory the people in your world. Make sure you don't have people using you, taking advantage of you, and it's certainly nothing wrong with having a lot of friends, but know those ones that are in love, and those are the ones you got to cling to closer. Those are the ones you want to share your beat up fit challenges with. Those are the ones that uplift you, to bring you up, to get you to where you need to be. And that's a hard thing to do. So I challenge you, I encourage you, focus on those things, focus on the love. Let's have a great week this week. It's our last week of April. When we get to May and we get back from Nashville, we really got to buckle down. I got a race in August, so we're going to be about 4 months out from a race. I am not in race shape. I know that. I'm not done great. But we're going to turn that around and get after it, because I got to get in race shape. Thanks for joining us this week. I hope you enjoyed this Monday Motivation. A little bit longer, a little more challenging, but I think it's something we all need to hear. I'll talk to you next week.